seated, and you can sit however you want. So you can be kneeling here, you can sit cross-legged, whatever suits your body. And then you're gonna rest your hands palm up on your thighs. Lift your shoulders, soften them down your back, and then soften your gaze. I'm Maeve. I'm so happy you're here. If you're new to me, welcome, welcome. I put my information, if you wanna stay in touch, in the chat bar. Before you leave today, not too soon because it makes me jump up, but leave in the chat where you're joining me from, because I love seeing how we're coming together from all around the world. And then we breathe. So palms up, Hasta Mudra, just simple hand mudra. Hasta means hand. It's a receiving mudra. It's like you're opening up to receive. Stretch the arms out to the sides. Inhale. Take the hands up, and you can watch for a second if you want. And then you're going to exhale, bend the elbows. Lift the heart up. Inhale, reach up. Hands come into your heart, exhale. Turn the arms open. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Lift the heart. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, draw your hands into your heart. We're going to do that a few more times. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Bend at the elbows, let the shoulder blades tip the heart up. Reach back up, draw hands, thumbs to heart. On your own, just moving with the breath. Good, keep going like that. I forgot to mute everyone, it's okay though. Don't worry, I'm just gonna do it now. Just minimize our background noise. Beautiful, so good. Just keep flowing with that, keep flowing with that. Allow the shoulders to start to open. Feel the broadness across the heart. One more round wherever you are. And then bring your hands forward, come onto your hands and your knees. Keeping that same sense of opening the heart, draw the heart forward, lift the head, rise to the tailbone, and then exhale, push the floor away, dome the back, draw the belly in. Inhaling and exhaling. And I want you to move freely here. I encourage you to move freely here, and maybe not just cat-cow, maybe moving the spine side to side. Nice, Joshua, beautiful. Just keep that flow going. Let the breath connect to your movement. And then there's so much emphasis here on spine, right? We're moving through flexion, extension, maybe you're side bending a little bit. Start to feel the foundation of your hands in the ground, of your feet in the ground. Really nice. When you're ready, come into a neutral spine. Tuck your toes, maybe lengthen your stance a little bit, and then come into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, don't go anywhere. Exhale, press the heels down, push into the hands. Inhale, lift the heels, shift into the fingertips. Exhale, press the heels down. When I say down, that doesn't mean that they touch the floor. Keep moving like that with your breath. They may never touch the floor, and it's not a big deal. But you're sending the energy of the heels toward the floor. And the next time the heels come down, we pause in downward facing dog for about 5 breaths. Thighs are lifting up, kneecaps are lifting. Press firmly into the fingertips, into the knuckles, into the base of the index finger and the base of the thumb.
Feel the wrists and the forearms gently lifting away from the floor. Triceps in toward the ears, biceps away from the ears, equal opposite. Lift the crease of the hip higher. And then with your inhale, stretch your right leg back. Keep the shoulders square. Start to open the right hip. Lift the leg higher. Open the left hip more. And then bend the right knee if it feels good. Circle your ankle. And reverse it. Or circle your foot on the ankle. Yes, ankle. Come back around through center. Right foot outside your right hand. Left knee comes down. And then pause. Right hand onto your right thigh. Push into your left hand to open up your chest. Push your right hand into your right thigh to open up your chest. Beautiful, yes. Back toes can stay tucked or you can release them. That is your preference. Good. Sweep the right arm up and then bring it around. You're going to do that a few times. This time to reach all the way forward. Up and around. A few more rounds. And then this time as you come around, if you want, bend the left leg, reach back and find the foot. You don't have to find the foot. You do not have to. Good. So I like to play here between pushing the foot away and pulling it in. You're going to release the leg if you have it. Come back around. Start to straighten the front leg. Bring your right hand outside of the right leg. And you're going to pick the right foot up and bring it more center line. Half splits here. We'll come back to this, so if you're dying to do a full split, we're going to do one later if you want it. But for now, just stay here in the half version. Hinge from the right hip. Stretch the heart forward. Two more breaths. Dig that right heel in. Use your back foot to stabilize, whether your toenails down or toes tucked, doesn't matter to me, just stabilize with it. Good, rebend the front leg. Sweep the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows out to the side, just like we started. Inhale, reach up, and then hands into your heart. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, reach up, hands into your heart. Inhale, reach up. Bend the elbows, exhale. Inhale, reach up, hands into prayer at your heart. Pause, bring your hands, pinky side to your thigh, thumbs at your heart. Tuck your back toes, and then just lift that back leg up, that back knee, I should say. The foot stays down. You're tipped over. Pull the right hip in and back gently. Pull your feet toward each other, and then start to feel the length of your spine forward. So from your head, through your spine, through your left leg, through that back heel, you're in plank. Take one more breath in. Release your hands to the ground, and then step to plank. So now we really are in plank. Use your knees if needed. You're here a few breaths. You're going to lower to the floor with control. Pull the thumbs toward each other. Hug the elbows in toward the sides of the body, and then release down. Right arm comes out to the right. Look to the left. Walk this right hand out and away from the shoulder. Take a couple breaths here. And then come back through center, and then over to the other side. And I'm just stacking the feet. We're going to do this a few times as well too, so you're going to have lots of time to explore this. But first, just kind of getting this sense of how the shoulders feel here. Come back through center. Curl the heart up, cobra. Push the tops of the feet down. A few more breaths here. Hands
Hands draw toward the back of your mat, and then downward facing dog with your exhale. Inhale, left leg back. Keep the shoulders as square to the top of the mat as you can, so try not to dip down into this right shoulder. Opening up the hips if it's good, and then bending that left knee if it feels good, circling the ankle, and then reversing it. Coming back through center, and then placing your left foot outside of your left hand, and then back knee down. Left hand to your left knee, and then just start to turn the chest open to the left. Roll the shoulders open, plug the shoulder blades into the back. So instead of resting down in this right arm, push into the floor. Pull the thumb of the right hand toward the arch of the left foot and start to work the shoulder blade into the back, into the heart. And then sweep the left arm up, back, and around. And you're going to do that a few times around. Really get into that shoulder girdle. Oh my gosh, that feels so good on my body today. Stay here if it feels good. Reach back, find your foot. And we'll take a few breaths here. So just as we're not resting down in this right hand and this right shoulder, we're pushing down and lifting. Same thing applies to the left foot, to the right leg, whatever's down. You're pushing down this rooting energy to get rebounding energy. Last few breaths. Release that around. You're going to come into half split. So start to straighten the front leg. If you can, pick up the left leg from your belly. Just move the foot in a little more square. You can play with that. And then we're in half splits here. Dig that left heel down. Yeah, beautiful. Use blocks if you got them. Notice how it feels this side to the first side. Last two breaths. I'm going to rebend that front leg. Rise up the center. Inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows out to the side. Inhale, reach up and draw your hands into your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Elbows out to the side. Rise back up and then hands into heart. You've got one more. Inhale. Bend the elbows, exhale. Rise up, inhale. Hands into your heart. Pause here. Tip forward. Put the pinky fingers, the outer side of that hand, both hands onto the thigh. Good. Thumbs at your heart. Tuck the back toes. Stay tipped forward. Big bend in that left leg. Pull your feet toward each other. Hug the left hip in toward the center of your body. And then scoop the belly up. Left ribs off that left thigh. Powerful right leg. One more inhale, and then hands to the ground. Push down to pick up your left foot. You're in plank. Pause and breathe. And then all the way to your belly. Good. To the left side, left arm reaches out, roll open. This time, maybe bend the right knee, put your right foot on the ground, and then open up a little more. This is quite possibly my favorite stretch. I'm quite sure not everyone feels that way. So find some joy here, find some breath, find some ease. Release it back through center. Over to the right. Look to the left. If you want, bend that left leg, put the foot behind the right leg on the floor. Come back through center. Cobra or upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Smooth out your breath. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Bring your feet up to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. Hands into your heart, exhale. Pause here, so beautiful. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, elbows out to the side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down the center, forward folds. Halfway, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. So you can step back to plank and move through. You can jump back. And take a few breaths in downward facing dog. So after years and years of yoga teachers putting the fear of everything into their students, that if you jump into plank, you're going to hurt your shoulders. We have scientific evidence that shows that you're not going to hurt your shoulders. So if you're jumping back, you don't have to go right into chaturanga if that leaves you feeling vulnerable. You can jump back to plank, stay soft in the elbows, and then find your version of chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heels high. Bend your knees, bring your feet up to your hands. Halfway, inhale. And then fold with your exhale. Rise, inhale. Pause, exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, rise up. Hands to heart to bow forward. Inhale, halfway. Chaturanga, exhale. Rise up, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Just one breath. Inhale, stay. Exhale, stay. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Look forward, feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Gather breath, gather energy. Rise up. Bend the elbows out to the side. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Hands into heart to bow forward. Halfway, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Rise and open, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. One full breath. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. Bend the elbows, exhale. Inhale, reach up. Hands to heart and bow forward. Little pause here, little pause here. Separate the feet hips distance. First two fingers and thumbs, wrap your big toes. Pull your heart forward, inhale. Knees can be bent here. They can be bent. And then fold down, elbows go wide. Drop the head. Take weight toward your toes while you still keep your heels down. And then pull the heart through. Pull the elbows wide. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, hands to your hips. Pause. Pause here in this half forward fold. Roll the chest open. As the elbows pull back, pull the front ribs in, lace your hands behind your hips, and then start to stretch the knuckles away from the shoulders. Weight is balanced in the feet. Knees can be bent here. Kneecaps are lifting up. Ooh, hamstring work here. Hamstring work, belly. Bend your knees, sweep the arms up, keep the feet wide, wide leg chair. Hands to the ground, exhale. Halfway up, inhale, chaturanga, move through. Vinyasa or skip it. Right leg back with your inhale. Open up your hip if you want, flip into wild thing. If you're flipping, push down into that left hand, push into both your feet, opening up. Shoulder blades lifting your heart. And then right foot comes to the top of your mat. Sweep this right arm up and around. And then bring it forward. Straighten the front leg. Melt over, use blocks if you need to. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Pull the heart forward, back knee down if it's okay. If it's not, you can keep your knee up. It'll just give you a little more stability. You're gonna rise up, inhale. Bend the elbows, but bring your hands behind your hips. Lace your fingers. Inhale, heart to the sky. Inhale, sweep the arms back up. And then exhale, hands come down to the ground. Step back to plank, inhale. All the way down to your belly, exhale. Right arm out to the right side, roll open. Option to take this left hand, reach it back behind you, find your foot, and kick back. Come back around through center. Cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Left leg back. Open up if it feels good. Flip over if you'd like. Push down to open. Right shoulder blade lifting the heart. And then coming around, left foot top of the mat. You're going to sweep this left arm all the way around. And then release the hand down. Blocks if you need them. Straighten the front leg. So good. Yes. Beautiful. Melt if it feels good. If not, you can keep the spine long. And then back knee comes down. Rise up, inhale. Of course, that back knee can stay lifted if your knee doesn't feel good down on the ground. Open the elbows, bring the hands behind the hips. If you haven't yet switched the lace of your fingers, do it now. Inhale, heart to sky. Inhale, sweep back up. Exhale, release the hands down. Step back to plank, to your belly, exhale. Open to the left, foot to the floor, not to the floor. Maybe find the foot or the ankle and kick it back with the right hand. And then come back around through center, cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog with your exhale. Inhale, right leg back. Open the hip, flip over for a breath if it feels good. We're doing the same thing with some variations. Bring the right foot forward. Sweep the arm all the way around. And then straighten the front leg. And then bend both knees, put the back knee down. Rise up. Hands behind the hips. Push into that front foot to give you more stability. Push into that back foot. Lift, lift, lift. Rise up. Hands to the ground. Step back. Plank. Lower down. All the way. Right arm out to the side. Roll it open. Come back through center. Listen, listen, listen. Cobra, up dog, or Chandrasana. And then downward facing dog. Left leg back, inhale. Open the hip. Flip if you'd like. And then step your foot forward. Good. Sweep the arm around. Release the hand down. Straighten the front leg. Melt over if it's okay. Rebend. Rise up. Release the hands behind. Heart to the sky. And then rise up. Hands down to the ground. Step it back. Plank. Lower down. Left arm out to the side. Roll it open. Maybe find that foot. Come back around through center. Cobra. Upward facing dog or Chandrasana. Release it down. Downward facing dog. So good. Pause in your breath. Smooth it out. Inhale, rise high to your toes. Bend your knees, look forward. Feet to your hands. Halfway inhale. Fold, exhale. Chair, inhale. Hands into your heart. Left arm outside your right thigh. Inhale, open up. Take the right hand up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands back to prayer. Inhale, open up, maybe look up. Exhale, back to prayer. Go a little deeper, whatever that is. Inhale, just the hand up. You're staying in the twist. Bring it back. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And then exhale. Come through center. Pick up your left knee. Half moon. Arte Chandrasana. You're standing on your right foot. Use a block if you want. So before you start running off on me, check in with your low back pelvis position. So lengthening out the low back, sending your tailbone to your left heel. Shortening from belly button to pubic bone, pushing into this right hand. And then if you want, bend the top leg, find the foot, and start to open. And then release the foot if you have it. We're going to come into warrior 2. Stepping that left foot back, you can adjust your stance however you need to. Sink down, level the pelvis. Inhale, straighten the front leg, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, press out. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Even deeper exhale. Last time, inhale your deepest warrior 2 yet. Stay and breathe. Gaze on that right middle finger. Resist the inner left thigh to the back of your mat. One big breath into reverse warrior. And then exhale, bring your hands around. Turn onto your left toes, please. Push off the back foot, standing splits on this right leg. Stay there and breathe. Yes, 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 yes. So good. Feet come together. Chair, inhale. Hands into your heart. We're going to twist right arm outside the left thigh. Inhale, left arm lifts up. Exhale, bring the palms back together. Inhale. Exhale, hands together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come through center. Pick up that right leg. Half moon. You're standing on your left leg. Check in with your low back. Lengthen your tailbone for your heel. This is perfect. I love classical Arte Chandra. So this is good. You don't need to change it. If you want, bend that top leg. Opening the chest, opening the heart, opening the shoulder, opening the front of that right leg. By pushing foot to hand and pulling hand into foot. Sukasana. Yeah, so good. If you have the foot, we release it. Big stretch of the right leg to the back of the mat. Warrior two. And then give yourself a moment, settle. Balance the hips. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, drop. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Full breath out. We're going to stay in warrior two here, about 5 breaths. You can close your eyes, you can take your gaze onto that left middle finger. Don't lose that breath that you just had when we were moving. So this practice is so healing and energizing and calming and all these amazing things all at once. And it's not just the physical part of it, it's the breath. It's the mindfulness. But specifically here, moving and breathing, stillness and breathing. One big inhale to reverse. And then we're going to come around for standing splits. Bring the hands around to the top of the mat. Come onto the back toes. Neutralize the hips. Use your back foot. You can shorten the stance if you need to. Push from those back toes to lift up. And then melt over. And then feet come together. Pause in a forward fold. Pause in a forward fold. Can you balance your weight in your feet? Chair with an inhale. Keep the balance of the weight in your feet. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway up, inhale. Offer your heart. Chaturanga, exhale. Rise to open, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Right leg stretches back, inhale. Straight down the center, place your right foot between your hands, kind of closer to your right hand. Back heel, roots down. Pause here, bring your hands into your heart. Tip forward, right hip hugs in and back. Back leg straight and strong as much as you can get it. And then lifting from the hips, lifting from the pelvis, not from the spine, not from the heart. Lift from the pelvis to rise up. Warrior one. Bring your hands behind your hips. Lace your fingers. Heart to sky, inhale. Bow forward, exhale. Inhale, back up to warrior one. And chaturanga, exhale. Open, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Left leg straight back, inhale. Exhale, place your foot next to your left hand. Back heel roots, hands into your heart in prayer. Pause. Big bend in the left knee, left hip hugging in and pulling back gently. Back leg strong, straight if you can, powerful. Lift from the front of the hips, rise up, warrior one. Bring your hands behind your hips, switching the lace of your fingers. Heart to sky, inhale. Bow forward, exhale. Rise, inhale, warrior one. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, rise. Dog, exhale. Right leg back, inhale. Place your foot forward. Same energy, rise, warrior one, just a little faster. Hands behind. Lace, open up, bow. Rise up, inhale, warrior one. Chaturanga, exhale. Up dog. Down dog, left leg back, inhale. Left foot next to your left hand. Virabhadrasana one. Hands behind the hips. Heart to sky. Bow. Rise, filling up. Chaturanga, exhale. Move through your vinyasa. Yeah, we're gonna do that again. One more time each side. Right leg back, inhale. Exhale, place your right foot forward. Warrior one, rising up. Hands behind the hips. Heart to sky, inhale. Bow, full exhale to get there. Rise, lift the pelvis. Warrior one. Chaturanga, move through vinyasa or skip it and just go to down dog. Fantastic. Left leg back, inhale. Left foot with control between the hands. Warrior one, rising. Release the hands back. Heart to sky. Bow, bow, bow. Rise, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. So good. Move with your breath. And to downward facing dog. Really, really good. Bring your knees down to the ground. Bring your forearms down to the ground. And start to walk the hands a little further forward. If you have two blocks, feel free to use your blocks here. I'll show you blocks version. It's exactly the same on the floor without the blocks. Elbows come down. And then gently pull the front ribs in and start to sink the heart through. So there's a little sense of planking in your belly so that you're opening the shoulder girdle and the heart without collapsing into your spine. I'll show you without the blocks in case you need that. And as you're here and as you're breathing, with every exhale, start to contain those front ribs a little more. And as you do that, you might just feel a little more stretch in the shoulder girdle and across the heart. Just notice what you receive when you do that. We're going to carefully come out of this by pushing the elbows down. Bring the hands around. And then walk your hands back toward your knees. We've done quite a bit of back bending already. Quite a bit already. Bring your hands onto your hips. Push your feet down. So in this first one, I'm going to ask you to have your toenails down, but if that doesn't serve you, you'll do toes tucked. But try to get your pinky toenail down. Think about up dog in the feet, in the shins, even though it's not exactly the same energy. Shorten from front ribs to front hip points. Hands on your hips, and then Ustrasana. Lifting the heart up. And so without the support of the arms at the heels, find where a good spot for your camel is. Inhale, rising up. Release the hands forward. Bring the right foot forward. Left knee stays down. And then half splits. I told you we'd come back here. If you want, take a full split here. Good. If you feel really good in full splits, and you're not trying to, the beautiful thing is like, nobody can really see you, right? So without feeding that I have to do more side of us, if you feel really good in splits and you want to take some variations here, you can start to bend the back leg, and you'll know pretty much right away if that feels okay. You can go there, but I'm begging you, don't suffer. Don't pull a muscle to say that you grabbed your back foot. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But if it's there for you and it feels good on your body, I don't want to stop you from that. So find where you need to be today. So I can go there, but some days I just like being here. Like this just serves me better today. And then if you are in a full split, coming out with lots of care, drawing back carefully, and then we're going to bend the front leg. And we're going to rise up with this right leg still forward. And then we're going to play with how far away this foot needs to be. And you'll know in a few moments. So you can start with the knee bent and then start to work toward a straight leg. We're coming into half camel. So bring the hands back to the hips again. Draw the chest up. And then maybe just slide your left hand to your calf or to your hamstring. And then you can sort of inch this right foot forward. Or find some place where, if it feels okay, you start to straighten the right leg. And you open up here. The heart lifts to the sky. The back rib cage supports the front body. The shoulder blades hold your heart up. And then rising up, bring the hands around, and then we're just going to bring this leg back. Left foot steps forward, half splits, full splits, variations on Hanumanasana as it serves you. Time is running out. We've got a few more breaths. Manasana, you're drawing the left leg carefully back. Let's put a little bend in this left knee to make this transition. I'm gonna rise up. So position is gonna vary, but for the most part, I just knocked myself right over, is you start with your right hip on top of your right knee. And then open up. You can start with the left knee bent. And then you're looking maybe to find your heel, but maybe not. And then maybe that left arm lifts up. And you can absolutely do this with this front leg bent the whole time. Totally fine. Mm-hmm. And with an inhale, we rise up. Bring the hands around, bring that leg back. If you need a child's pose, you're gonna take a child's pose. If you want, you're coming into dolphin. Forearms are down, lift the hips up. If you're in child's pose, you can stay or you can join us. Step your left foot in a little closer to your elbows, lift your right leg up. Come high into the left toes, soften the left knee, and then maybe just take a few little hops here. And then both feet down. Pause if you need a child's pose, of course, take it. And then second side, step the right foot in a little bit closer, just a smidge, bend the right knee, lift the heel, shift forward, look a little forward, and then maybe just a couple little hops. And I say hops because I'm taking the pressure off of finding Pincha Mayurasana. If you find it, fantastic, but I'm just asking for hops. Yes. And then both feet down, knees down, child's pose. Breathe there. You're amazing. Smooth it out. And then come around to sitting. Come around to seated. Really good job. All right, Sukasana, shins are crossed, knees and feet kind of, I always think of this as like a neat little package. So this is your first choice. You can do this seated on a block, which gives you a little bit more freedom to cross here. That's perfect. For me personally, I think that this is harder than double pigeon. But you can stay in Sukasana. We're all built so differently. If you want, double pigeon, you're stacking foot on top of knee, knee on top of foot. And instead of pulling your feet back toward your hips, like if you were coming into lotus, Padmasana, instead of doing that, you're moving your feet and your shins forward. So it's sort of the opposite of what we often think we're trying to do here. And it's, again, just a neat little package. If your knee is up here, it's fine. Breathe into it, support. And just see if as you exhale, without forcing the knee down, if you can just relax. If your hips are pretty open here, you're welcome to come fully forward. And think of this as a prostration. Think of this as a bowing forward, honoring yourself, honoring your practice, honoring the universe, whatever it is that suits you today. In my mind, I think of this practice as a prayer to myself. It's like a practice in self-awareness, of self-discovery. It's like a moving prayer, a moving meditation to myself, to yourself. So in these moments of prostration, of fully bowing forward, honoring yourself, honoring your breath, your body. And if you're forward with an inhale, rise up. And then we'll switch sides. Really nice. And just see what you get on the second side. And if I haven't said so already today, I'm so happy you're here. As corny as that sounds, I truly, truly mean it. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm not afraid to be corny. If you're forward, rise up. Your choice, seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana, or plow pose if you like it, Halasana, coming legs overhead. I much prefer Paschimottanasana over plow pose, so I will be taking a seated forward fold, but if you like plow, go for it. Last few breaths. If you're in plow, start to bend the knees and start to roll down slowly. If you're in seated forward fold, if you'd rather stay in a seated meditation for the finish of your practice, you can stay upright, find that. Otherwise, come down on your back. Anything you need to make Shavasana feel better, whether that's a twist or a happy baby, whatever you need, do what you need. And then find where you want to finish. You do not have to be classically in Shavasana. Like I just said, you can stay seated if you want to take your legs up the wall, if you want to bring your legs into Supta Baddha Konasana, if you want to lie on your side. Find what feels good. And then we simply quiet and slow down and surrender. Allow your breath to deepen. Slowly awaken your body. Keep it simple. When you're ready, you'll find your way up to sitting. Bring your hands together at your heart. Press your thumbs into your heart and lift your heart into your thumbs. This practice is a personal offering, and I'm so thankful that you shared that with me today. Thank you for being here. Jai Jai. Have a great day.